Hey everyone, it's Brian from Raid Leader TV, partnering with DestinyLFG.com to bring you the complete Crota's End hard mode guide. It is important to note that while this guide will give you a total understanding of the new mechanics and changes to the encounters, they are created with the assumption that you have already beaten the normal difficulty level of the raid. If you have not yet beaten Crota's End, then take a look at our guide for the normal difficulty by clicking the annotation on the screen or following the link in the video description. This time we're going to go over the best way to defeat the final boss of the hard mode of Crota's End, Crota himself. It is highly recommended that each member of your fire team brings their Gjallarhorn rocket launcher if possible, as it is by far the most effective way to lower Crota's shields. Just like in normal mode, you'll begin the encounter by having every member of your fire team stand next to the summoning crystal in the middle of the room. Once the shields drop, you'll have to neutralize all of the enemies on the left and right of the room you're in before progressing to the top of the left staircase. Take measures to ensure that you receive as little damage as possible during this time, as you are unable to regenerate health due to the presence of Crota debuff. This was counteracted by holding the chalice in normal difficulty, which temporarily allowed health regeneration, but the chalice does not spawn during the hard mode version of the encounter. There are three main areas that groups will choose to rendezvous at for the duration of the encounter: the top of the left staircase, the front porch of the glass room that you spawn in, or the top of the right staircase. Today we're going to be showing you the perspective of the top of the left staircase, as currently it is the most popular location to stand at. Your first priority when entering the area should be to take out the two quote-unquote boomers that spawn in the room above you and along the left wall, just as in normal mode. However, this time after defeating the second boomer, a wizard will spawn from within the room and jump down to the catwalk below, in between your group and Crota's center position. There are two methods for dealing with this wizard. Some groups choose to keep one boomer alive at all times to prevent the wizard from spawning, while others will simply focus fire and destroy the wizard as soon as it spawns. The latter is shown here. After defeating the knights, your group's next priority should be locating the sword bearer, which will spawn in the center of the room and head towards you just as in normal mode. Each time a sword bearer spawns, a gatekeeper will spawn as well, a new addition to the hard mode version of the fight. Just as in the bridge fight, these gatekeepers are immune to all damage except being hit with the sword, though the overwhelmingly popular strategy is to simply ignore the gatekeepers entirely, so that all possible time holding the sword can be used to hit Crota. The easiest method for the sword holder is to stand on the rock to the left of Crota's perch and jump up when his shields are taken down in order to attack. It is preferred to have a hunter hold the sword, as they are able to drop the sword in stealth upon meleeing him if they have the correct talent set up. Once invisible, they can simply stand on top of Crota with the sword and wait for your fire team to lower his shields a second time, allowing the maximum amount of time to hit Crota with the sword, as you won't have to spend time jumping to and from the rock to the left in between attacks. The trade-off for ignoring the gatekeeper is that your group can no longer hide in the basement when the ogres spawn, which happens every time Crota moves to the left staircase. So instead, your group should move back inside the room you started in and head to the top of the opposite staircase while he guards the one you were previously at. Make sure to take out the boomers on this side upon arrival, and begin hunting the ogres from this side of the room, taking care to stay far enough away from Crota so that he doesn't fire at you. At this time, some thralls will spawn inside of the room behind you, so make sure to designate one player to watch the rear until these enemies have been taken care of. After killing the two ogres, your group will then run back through the room to the top of the left staircase, and at this point, the fight repeats itself until Crota is defeated. So to recap, the things you have to worry about in hard mode that you didn't need to in normal mode are as follows. 1. The chalice will no longer spawn, meaning you will never be able to naturally regenerate your health throughout the fight. This can be overcome by using abilities or weapons that heal you, such as the Red Death or Suros Regime. 2. A hollowed wizard will spawn after killing both of the boomers in the tower, which must be either immediately destroyed or prevented from spawning by keeping one of the knights alive. Not recommended. And 3. Gatekeepers will spawn in sync with the sword bearers in the middle of the area, and are not killable except with the sword. The best strategy is to ignore these gatekeepers, as they will not follow your group up the stairs, but they will follow you into the basement, preventing your team from hiding there during the ogre phase. Remember these things, and your group should be well on its way to victory against Crota, who has 2 vanity drops for defeating him on hard difficulty, the Grave Robber Sparrow and the Glowhoo Shader. You can click the annotation on the screen to see what these 2 items look like in-game. And that's it for our guide to the hard mode of Crota's End. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in to Raid Leader TV for more Destiny videos.